Now, once again, bouncing off of that last tip, let's look at how we can utilize the sidechain key input in the ducking section in Vela. So we'll kind of take this ducking idea to the next level. So it might also be cool, I'll use the same trance lead here, it might also be cool if we ducked it perhaps to the drums, maybe the kick drum, for example, in my drum loop. Which will give us a slightly different rhythm to how that washed out reverb is ducking around the lead synth, or in this case around the drum groove. So I've been using ducking just internally, meaning that the ducking will create this sort of sidechain compression effect, if you will, just based on the input of, in this case, the lead synth. In our previous example, we use the vocals. So it's kind of like the reverb has been ducking to the dry signal, but we can use a completely separate signal if we want to, if we use this sidechain button here. So if I turn that on, now if I play this back, you'll notice that there is no signal coming in. If I turn that off, it's reading the signal from the lead synth, right? But if we turn sidechain on, it doesn't know what to read yet. And this is where I would go ahead and use the sidechain input on my, in this case of Ableton Live, in my Ableton plugin device window here, you see it says sidechain. I'm going to receive the sidechain key input from the drums track, and then we should see the drum signal feeding in now. If I solo my lead track for a moment, and then we turn this listen button on, this allows us to hear what the sidechain key input is listening to. So we'll have that on, and then we can utilize this input filter to kind of really hone in on certain frequencies. Maybe let's just hone in on the kick. So we'll kind of cut the highs out. Maybe we'll cut a little tiny bit of the low end out. And remember, this is not affecting the way my drums sound in the mix. This is literally just affecting what the sidechain input is listening to on Vela. So now we've got this kind of steady signal coming in over the threshold from the kick drum. Let's turn listen off. Now we've got this nice quarter note kick drum pumping reverb kind of bouncing in around the leads. So slightly different rhythm. We could play with the attack and the release and the ratio to fine tune that a little bit further. Maybe I'll increase the ratio so it ducks the volume a bit more. We could play with the release to really kind of adjust the rhythm of it. You can utilize this curve along the top that's showing the gain reduction. Now you see it's not coming up quite as high, so that volume from the reverb is not quite coming back up in time before the next kick drum hits. So let's maybe make the release a little bit faster. Very nice, I like that. It's on solo. Now the reverb's creating this kind of pad-like atmosphere in the background behind the lead. It almost sounds like a completely different element that's ducking just to the kick drum. So utilizing the sidechain input in the ducking section to tell our reverb to duck to a different signal in our track. Very, very cool stuff.